down heaven and down here, so please Jesus.
What is up, people? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to talk about lenses. And not just any old lenses, well, kind of old lenses. These lenses. Roll the intro. So you may be asking yourself, Andrew, why old lenses? Yes, I have got a couple of modern lenses. I don't just use old lenses. And I will do a video soon of the modern lenses that I do use. But I find a lot of people like me don't really have a lot of money to actually go out and spend on these modern new lenses. And so a way around that I've found is to use old lenses. So firstly, that's one of the biggest perks to these lenses, is because they are old, you can obviously find them second-hand, used on eBay for very good prices. The prices usually range from about £20 up to 40 to sometimes even 100 at the more expensive ones. I've also seen some other ones that go for a lot cheaper, around £10, but you don't know what the condition is like on those ones, and that's why they might be a lot cheaper than the slightly more expensive ones. Also, another great thing about these lenses is most of them come with a manual aperture ring. Now for filmmakers, this can actually be a real perk because it means you can change the aperture usually quite smoothly, and that means generally sometimes if you notice you're slightly out on exposure, you can just quickly change the aperture slightly and that will adjust it while recording. So a great example would be if you're filming a documentary and you're going from outside to inside. Obviously there's a dramatic difference in light, so a great thing to do is just film outside with the aperture ring closed, and then when the camera transfers from outside to inside, you can change the aperture smoothly, usually without the viewer noticing much of a difference. Usually the lenses actually also come with a really low aperture, and that's great because in modern lenses, usually the faster the aperture, the more expensive the lens. Now because obviously these are second-hand old used ones, it's got a low aperture, but also it's at a good price. And that's really great as well because it means the lens is great for recording in low light situations. It also means you can get that really cool bokeh look with the really blurry background and the person in the foreground is super crisp and in focus. Now you may think for such an old cheap lens that it would be crap image, but actually the whole of the intro was recorded on these three lenses. All I did was have these mounted on this converter on my A7S, and Bob's your uncle, works the same as a normal lens. The actual build quality of the lenses is also really great as well. See, because when these lenses were actually made, we weren't using the kind of materials we use on modern lenses nowadays. Now, a big disadvantage to that is usually the lenses are quite heavy, but usually the build quality on them is great because they're full metal. So while you've got one disadvantage, you've got an advantage being that the lens is actually quite sturdy and you could probably throw it about a bit more, especially as it's cheap as well. So what are actually some of the best lenses to get out there? There's actually a load of these different old lenses floating around second-hand on different sites. Things like eBay, any old camera websites, even car boot sales. In fact, these lenses were originally from a car boot sale. So they are actually everywhere. Some of the brands to usually look out for or are quite common on the market but are usually quite good as well are Pentax, Nikon do some good ones. You see some Canon ones about as well. Nikon and Canon in those ones can generally be still a bit more on the pricey side, but still great quality. You've also got ones like Helios. You can get some old Carl Zeiss lenses, and also Pentacon, which is actually the make of the ones that I have. But generally any kind of lenses that you see online are quite good. Do be sure to really look at the pictures of the advertisement and also check the description. Make sure it seems of a good quality. But it's usually general common sense before you buy it. Once you've got the lens, you'll obviously need a converter. I just personally searched up the brand of lens I had and converter to Sony E-mount. But there is a load of adapters online that you can find, and usually for pretty cheap. I got this one for I think about 11 quid, something like that. That is just a guess though, I really can't remember the exact price for it, but I think it was around the 10 quid mark. But anyway, apart from that guys, that's the end of another video. Please do be sure to subscribe and click the alert button. Make sure you get the alerts through, just so you know when I release a new video, so you can keep updated with what I'm doing. I am actually really enjoying making these videos, so there is a lot more to come. I've got a booklet I'm slowly filling with different ideas and trying to get through them. Also, if you guys have any ideas that you want to see on this channel, do be sure to comment them down below. Also, make sure you give this video a like, and I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.